Okay, so this is what you came here for, the lessons section. First, let's take a look at latest. Latest is a list of the most recently published lessons from every channel, ordered in reverse chronological order. So the new ones are at the top. Click on the lesson title to go to that lesson's individual lesson page, or click on the channel name to go to the channel page where that lesson lives. Each lesson has a brief intro that describes what the lesson's about, and also links to the lesson's discussion area and various premium content. You can play both the full lesson podcast or just the dialogue directly from this screen using the Flash Player. Below the Flash Player, you see some quick links where you can download the lesson's audio files and PDF file. If the lesson is already part of your My Lessons list, you can either mark it as studied or you can remove it from the list right here. If the lesson is not part of your My Lessons list, then click Bookmark to add it. Okay, now on to the lesson page. Every lesson has its own lesson page containing all the content and all the discussion for that lesson. At the top of the page, there's the lesson title and a link back to the channel where you can find that lesson. On the upper left-hand side, you can find the lesson graphic and a Flash Player. You can both play the lesson and dialogue directly from the lesson page, or pop the player out into another window and you can continue browsing uninterrupted. Below the Flash Player, there are links to all of the downloadable content associated with the lesson, links to embed the lesson into external sites like blogs and forums, and related conversation posts and lessons. When you first see a lesson page, you're at the discussion section for that lesson. On top, there's the lesson description. Below that is the discussion thread that has formed around the lesson. If you scroll to the bottom of the discussion thread, there's a place for you to join into the discussion. Go ahead and leave your own comment in the form, and then press Add Comment, and your comment will appear immediately. The next section is dialogue. You can play each line of the dialogue in isolation to practice listening. If you left-click on a word, it will automatically be added to your vocabulary list. The third section is vocabulary. Each lesson has key and supplementary vocabulary. You can play each word individually to practice listening, and clicking Save Select Vocabulary will add all of the selected words to your vocabulary list. The fourth section is expansion. These sentences contain the lesson's key vocabulary in a variety of contexts, helping you get a better sense of how the word is actually used. Finally, there are exercises, which test your knowledge of the lesson's material in a variety of ways to make sure that you actually know everything you think you know. Next, we have channels. There are two types of channels, lesson channels and extra channels. Lesson channels are divided by difficulty, while extra channels are split up by show name. On the channels page, you can see all the available channels and the latest lessons in each of those channels. To subscribe to or unsubscribe from a channel, click Change next to Status, and it will change and be saved automatically. Finally, we have lesson sets. Lesson sets are groups of lessons that have either been created by other users or by ChinesePod itself around a theme. You can view the available lesson sets and add them to your My Lesson list with a single click.